Today, I'm going to be reading you the book Frog or Toad. In this book, the author is going to teach you about the differences between a frog and a toad. So you'll see that this book has a table of contents. I'm going to go over the table of contents with you. It says frog or toad. Page 4, tadpoles, not fish. Page 6, bright or brown. Page 8, smooth or bumpy. Page 12, no chewing. Page 16, leap or hop. Page 18, at a glance. Page 19, toilet paper roll frog craft. Page 20, toilet paper roll toad craft. Page 22, and a glossary. So the great thing about the table of contents is it gives us a sneak peek of what we're going to see in this book. And after reading this table of contents, I'm excited to see the craft that the author is going to show us how to make at the end, since that's not something we've seen before in our nonfiction books. So this heading, the title on this page is Frog or Toad, question mark. And so the author's now going to answer that. Is it a frog or is it a toad? Can you tell the difference? Female frogs and toads lay eggs. They look like black beads in clear jelly. When the babies hatch, they are called tadpoles. Most frogs lay eggs in large clumps. So if you notice, the author chose this picture for this part of the book so you could see what the eggs look like up close. Now, over here on the second part where you can see two toads on the brown dirt, it says toads usually lay eggs in long strings. So they both lay eggs, but here it's telling us that frogs lay them in large clumps, so large groups. Whereas on the other side of the picture, you can see the difference. The toads lay them in long strings. Okay, it looks like the strings are all around them. Tadpoles, not fish. So let's read about that. Frog and toad tadpoles look like fish. They do not have legs. They have tails. They swim around eating plants. So they both become tadpoles with tails. So I see a picture, and under that, the caption, the words tell me tadpoles breathe with gills. As they get older, their tails and gills disappear and they grow legs. And remember, their gills disappear because then they start forming their lungs. Bright or brown. Frogs can be dull or brightly colored. Some brightly colored frogs are also poisonous. And we learned about the poisonous dart frog yesterday. Most toads are dull brown or gray. This helps them hide in trees and mud. So frogs can be dull. See this dark color on the screen? It can be that color or bright. Whereas toads are just dull brown so they can camouflage and hide. Why do you think they may need to camouflage and hide in trees and mud? Why are they hiding? They're hiding from their predators. This is what their body is able to do to help them stay alive and not be eaten. This heading says smooth or bumpy. Frogs have wet, smooth skin. Their skin makes a slime that helps them keep it moist. Frogs breathe air through their lungs. They also take in oxygen through their skin. And that's something that we learn when we watch the video about amphibians, that they don't only just breathe through their lungs, but their lungs are so small that they also need to take in oxygen through their skin. Toads have dry, bumpy skin. Wow, look at those adjectives. It's dry and bumpy. These bumps are special glands, and these glands make poison. This poison causes the skin to taste bad. Predators soon learn to leave a toad alone. So if you notice on your screen, glands is a little darker, that word, than the other word. So let's go see what glands means, because it says the bumps are special glands, and the glands make poison. So let's see the glossary. Here we are. Glands. It's an organ in the body that makes chemicals that the body needs. All right. Now, the next page says no chewing. Frogs and toads eat insects and small fish. They catch them with their tongue. Then they swallow the prey whole. Frogs have very small teeth on their upper jaw. They use their teeth to hold prey. Toads do not have teeth. They must swallow their prey quickly. So there's a difference. They one has smaller teeth on the top, which is what helps them hold the prey, whereas the toad has to swallow it whole. But they both eat insects and small fish. And look how the author in this picture shows you the inside of a frog and a toad mouth, and it's really matching what we're talking about right now. Leap or hop. Frogs have short front legs. They have long, strong back legs. Frogs can leap several times their body length. This helps them hunt and escape from predators. Toads also have short front legs. Their back legs are shorter than a frog's back legs. Toads walk or make short hops along the ground. So because a frog has such long, strong legs, whereas a toad doesn't, that's why the frog is able to jump and leap farther than a toad. So on your screen, you'll see a green page and it says at a glance. So what the author did is the author has a section that says frog and toad. And then it's going to show you the differences between a frog and a toad. And these are the differences that we heard in our book. So let's go over them. So it says frog and toad. Frog, they lay eggs in a clump, whereas a toad lays eggs in long strings. And that was the first thing we read when we read this book. Next, frogs are dull or brightly colored, and a toad is just dull colored. The frog, they have wet, smooth skin, whereas a toad has dry, bumpy skin. A frog, they have very small teeth, and toads do not have teeth. Remember, they have the small teeth on the top of their jaw. And a frog is able to make long leaps, whereas the toad has to walk or make shorter hops because of the back legs. So I love how this author this time showed us the differences between the frog and the toad.